I copied MrBeast's video and went viral, but I didn't have to lie in a circle for 24 hours. It was actually a lot easier than that. All I did was copy his YouTube strategy, and I found the 10 things that he does in all of his videos that you can do too.
You gotta just press record.
Now on his channel, one of the common formats that he repeatedly does is these versus videos, and I noticed that all of them follow the same exact script. So if you take a look at this video by MrBeast, it's called Train versus Giant Pit. Now from the outside perspective, it looks like the video just might be all about the train and the giant pit. But matter of fact, there is way more that goes on inside of this video. But ultimately what he does in each of these videos is he really just gives you more than you even clicked for. Now, as a casual viewer of MrBeast, when I watched these videos, I thought they were super entertaining. But when I started to really study these videos with YouTube in mind, I realized that MrBeast was onto something here. Now, it's important to note that MrBeast isn't just adding in a ton of fluff to make this video longer, but what he's really doing is he's giving you more than you asked for, and it's also related content. So there's other stuff in this video that happens that is very similar to the crashing of a train into a pit. There's other explosions, there's demolition, there's things breaking, and these are all things that the viewer that clicked for this video for is also going to be interested in watching. So it's going to be more entertaining for the viewer, and then on the flip side, MrBeast is going to increase the length and get more view duration on his video, which ultimately helps it get more views. Now, if you just made the video on the train versus the pit, the video would be very short. And so if you want to extend your content, you can find other things to add to it to make it a little bit longer, but make sure that it is still related and it still adds more value to the viewer. And this brings me to the second takeaway that I found in his video was that his thumbnail and titles, they always have a focus and they're just focused on one thing. So even though this video has a ton of different bits within it, the thumbnail and title only highlights the train versus the giant pit. And so you want to make sure that you find the most exciting thing or the most extreme thing, whatever you think people are going to be most interested in, you want to highlight that in your title and your thumbnail. You see, MrBeast could have titled this video something completely different that actually would have been more accurate to the video itself, because in this video, it is the most insane experiments of all time. And he could have titled that on the video, but it probably wouldn't have gotten clicked as much as a very specific moment like a train crashing into this pit. So on my YouTube channel, when I found this airless basketball, I knew that I wanted to make this the thumbnail and the title because it was so interesting, it was so new, it was so unique, and I knew that this was going to be my title and my thumbnail. And then what I decided to do was not just make the video all about that basketball. I knew I wanted to add different bits or different levels to that video. So these two really go hand in hand. You want to find something super interesting that people will actually click on, but instead of just making the video all about that, find a way to make the video even better and add more bits and sections and extra value to that video. As soon as someone clicks on his videos, he always does this. And this is tip number 3, which is meet the expectations of the viewer. In this versus video, let's see exactly how MrBeast starts off this video. And a little hint here, he does the same thing on all these videos.
This is the largest shredder in the world, and this Lamborghini's gonna fall in it.
Within 4 seconds, he shows you exactly what you clicked for, which is a Lamborghini heading directly into a shredder. And so you know, as a viewer, when you click on this video, you are going to see what you clicked for. You're not getting clickbaited like some people do on YouTube. He's going to show you that he's actually going to do this. It's also important to note here that he doesn't actually show you the Lamborghini going through the shredder yet. He just shows you that it's going to happen. Now, I wanted to make sure in my YouTube video that I did the same thing and that the opening frame in the first few seconds of that video really deliver on that title and the thumbnail by visually showing what is inside of that thumbnail. This is why MrBeast thinks through his thumbnails and his titles before he actually ever shoots, records, edits his YouTube videos. Because it's super important that the opening few seconds really lines up with the exact thumbnail and the title that you were going for, which is what we even did in this video. video. One of the easiest ways to do this, and MrBeast does this in all of his videos, is to just reinstate your title for your opening line in your video. This is a super easy way for you to let your viewer know that they're in the right place and that you're not clickbaiting them, but you're actually going to deliver on that promise. Now, right after those first few seconds, the next thing you want to do is do what MrBeast does, which is to tease what's coming up later in the video. Let's see how MrBeast does this in this video.
This is the largest shredder in the world, and this Lamborghini's gonna fall in it. We're also nuking an entire life-size village, shooting real takes at a literal Lamborghini, and crushing this store with the world's largest dominoes. This is the first of many experiments. You're gonna love this video.
So in about 10 seconds, he let you know that, hey, you clicked for this Lamborghini going into the shredder, but now as a viewer, I'm like, I actually want to see all of these other experiments and all of these other things happen as well. And he simply did this by showing me what was coming up and telling me exactly what was coming up. He didn't add any extra fluff, and now I want to see all of it. Now, this works really well, of course, for this entertainment type of content, but even if you have a YouTube channel where it's information or education based, you can very simply do this by just letting the viewers know what you're going to cover later on in the video. Or another thing you can do is just visually and verbally tell them that there are multiple tips coming up in the video. For this video, you know that there are 10 tips from these MrBeast YouTube videos that we're going to cover, and so you want to stay to see all 10 of them. Another classic MrBeast tactic here for reminding the viewer of where they're at in the video and that there's more to come is he does this kind of visual overview to let you know of all the experiments or all the different bits that are coming up later in the video. When you see these visuals, it's just another reminder that you are actually going to get more and more the longer you watch. So quick recap, we've earned the viewer's click and shown them why they should stay, and now it's time to deliver on the content. Now, a lot of YouTubers actually make this mistake, which is when they start their videos, they don't get right into the action. They explain who they are, who the channel is for. They maybe ask people to like and subscribe. And MrBeast found a solution to this, which is to do none of that. He actually just gets right into the meat and potatoes and gives you what you came to watch. In this video, for example, watch how quickly he just gets right into the content.
This is the first of many experiments. You're gonna love this video. You ready? Ready! This is gonna be crazy.
Literally 5 seconds later, he's already pushing over the dominoes and we're about to watch a 7-Eleven get demolished. And so he doesn't waste any of your time. And you'll see here right after that first bit, they do another coming up section. And he's just constantly reminding you that there are other cool things coming up and giving you reasons to stay. Now, the sixth thing that I learned is MrBeast cuts out a ton. He keeps it super snappy and he takes out all of the fluff. One thing any YouTuber can do right now is once you finish editing your video, before you go and upload it, watch it one more time and try and have a fresh perspective, and imagine you're a brand new viewer watching this YouTube video. Write down any moments that feel a little bit slow, repetitive, or boring, and take all of those out and now upload that version to YouTube, and I promise it's going to perform better. Now, at number 7, MrBeast just puts a ton of effort into these videos, and this is something that really makes him so hard to beat, is because the amount of money and time that he puts back into his YouTube channel. MrBeast has talked about this before, about the importance of putting effort into your YouTube videos, whether that's a creative shot or the amount of time that goes into it. He really believes and has heard from people that they appreciate the effort and time it takes to make a great video. And so if you can put a little bit of effort into make the best videos possible, this really would be the MrBeast way of doing things.
A lot of people, though, they underestimate effort in videos. They think things are a lot more basic than they are, but like even if it's like halfway in a video, if there's just a 10-second clip that took you like 20 hours to film, like people recognize that. And like, that is one thing that a lot of people undervalue, is like, viewers aren't stupid. They can tell when you half ASS, I don't know if I'm allowed to curse, a video, or if you like really put in effort. And like, if they can tell you're putting in a lot of effort, they're gonna be more likely to click on future videos. And that snowballs. And because once you build that trust, they get to a point where it doesn't matter what you upload. They just know it's high effort and they just know it's great. And they're just conditioned just to watch because you have a good track record.
Now, it's possible you don't have millions of dollars to spend on your YouTube videos for every single video, and that's okay. A lot of us don't, but what you can do is put a lot more effort and time and energy into your videos, and this is going to make it more valuable for the viewer. Another thing that any YouTuber can do out there is just to continue to get better with every single upload and to continue to learn YouTube. And that's why I'm excited to tell you about our YouTube 1K challenge. If you're a YouTuber looking to get your first 1,000 subscribers or even make your first $1,000 on YouTube, we have a free challenge for you to take where we're going to walk you through step by step exactly how to do this. If you want to check it out, go to tube1kchallenge.com or you can click the link down in the description to get started today. We'll see you guys in the challenge. Now, these next 3 takeaways might be the most important in the entire video. So I want you to take notes on this one. And actually, number 8, this one I think really helped me get millions of views. And that is to keep the thumbnail and title at the very end. So whenever you're going to pay off the thing that you promised the viewer, you want to make sure that is the last bit of your video. That's exactly what I did on my basketball video is I made sure to show the thing that they clicked for at the very end. Now, the reason you want to do this is to optimize for retention. I actually had my friend Jake try the opposite of this, and he just wanted to experiment and see if his video would perform better if he did that payoff at the very beginning, thinking that the viewer would be satisfied and this would build trust and maybe they'd watch the whole video. Turns out that video did not do very well for him. When the viewers clicked on his video and they instantly got what they came for, they ended up leaving and the retention just totally tanked after that very first tip. And it ended up not getting a lot of views. And so he took the video down. He kind of changed a few things around, put that at the very end of the video. He re-uploaded it and it got a ton of views. So the truth is, if you want to increase your retention, you want to tease that at the very beginning, but you want the payoff to come at the very end of the video. Now, you want to make sure here that you leave your viewer on a high note and you don't underwhelm them at the end of the video if it's not a good piece of information or it's not super entertaining or super exciting to watch. So you really want to make sure that you save the best for last and you spend a lot of time researching, making sure that they want to click on that video and they do want to actually see that in your video as well. And this is number 9, which is to spend more time on packaging. This is your topic, your title, and your thumbnail. MrBeast spends a ton of money and time coming up with video ideas. He has a Google Doc of hundreds, probably thousands of video ideas. Then he chooses the best ones. And then when he has that video selected, he has a ton of different thumbnails made for that one video. Not only is it the reason that people are clicking on the video, but it's the thing that they're going to watch at the very end as well. And he wants to make sure that it is something awesome that people want to watch. One simple thing that you can do here is instead of just coming up with the first video idea that comes to your head and making a YouTube video on that, just spend a little bit more time coming up with ideas. Come up with 10 video ideas, then dial it down to the top 3, and then think about which one of those 3 would be best. And even just thinking about your thumbnail and your title a little bit beforehand can really help you a ton in the long run, because now you're really spending more time and more energy thinking about how to get people onto your video in the first place. Now, for the 10th takeaway, this is something that a ton of YouTubers really mess up. It's a huge mistake, and it's that they stretch out their ending. MrBeast loves to have a quick ending and even sometimes an explosion.